Here is a doll who, on the opening night of her first picture, with no known interest in men, much less romance, whose private life is strictly private, but who, the people have decided, is already a star. This is the night I first begin to think maybe the public has a mind of its own. Who else but Maria D'Amata would show up at her world premiere, alone, together with a couple that everybody knew were in love with each other? It was real love with Harry and Jerry. You could tell it was for real, because they never even gave out interviews about getting married. Maria D'Amata. Whatever it is, you name it. Whether you're born with it or catch it from a public drinking cup, Maria had it. The people with the money in their hot little hands put her up there. And she could do no wrong. But I can remember very well the day it did look like the roof fell in on all of us. It was in London. Back in the States, the picture was a smash from coast to coast. I and Kirk Edwards had flown over to talk to S. Montague Brown, who wanted it for his theaters in England. I could tell right away something was wrong. Kirk didn't even look at me. And S. Montague Brown was eating and drinking as if the Labor Party had just been elected unanimously.
Am I allowed to know what the depression is about?
Maria.
What about Maria?
Maria's mother is dead.
Everybody's mother's got to die sometime. Don't let it get you down like this. As a matter of fact, we can milk this unfortunate departure for some good exploitation in Spain. Maybe even worldwide. A big church funeral. Using black crusaders, remember?
Oscar, shut up.
Mr. Muldoon, it seems that Maria's mother was murdered by Maria's father.
Murdered? Her father murdered her mother when?
Last night.
How'd you hear about this?
The Madrid office telephoned a few minutes ago.
The papers. Has it got to the papers yet?
Not yet. As you know, over here, crime is not exploited to sell newspapers.
I know, and without it, you could print the 3 biggest selling newspapers in England on postage stamps.
I am not interested in selling newspapers or in debating good and bad taste. The newspapers have not yet picked it up, and they won't as long as Maria stays out of it.
Boss, you're 100% right. We got to keep her out of it. Keep her in California. Does she know about it yet?
I put in a call to Harry Dawes. He can find out.
Do you want Harry to break it to her?
Of course not. Certainly not until after the trial is over and it's too late to be news.
And we're finished playing the key cities. Boss, you think of everything. What a business, show business. For years, you sweat and dream and dig and look, and finally you come up with the jackpot. You've made it. Bingo. You got a right to open your collar, take off your shoes, and relax in Las Vegas for the rest of your life. So what happens? A father chokes a mother to death. Could make you cry. Montague, if there's one thing I know about, it's Mr. John Q. Public. He wants clean people on the screen for himself and his children to look at. Don't let the eggheads tell you he wants high-class acting and fine stories and fancy dialogue.
Oscar, the phone.
He wants to forget his troubles for a while and look at clean people. He wants to escape. He don't want to look at drunks, hopheads, sex maniacs, divorcees, communists, murderers, and no children are murderers. He's got enough of that at home. Hello? Hello?